Have you ever found yourself overthinking every move in a relationship, wondering why he doesn't seem as invested as you are? Why does it feel like the harder you try, the more he pulls away? Trust me, you're not alone. Many women unknowingly fall into the trap of chasing, overgiving, and losing themselves in the process. And here's the kicker. What if the very thing you fear doing most, walking away, is the key to unlocking his full attention and respect? It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But the truth is, walking away isn't about playing games or acting out of spite. It's about stepping into your power, embracing your inner love Stoic, and showing him that you're not just a convenient option. You're the prize. Imagine this. You're no longer pleading for his time or attention. You've reclaimed your self-worth, and suddenly he's the one chasing you. He's calling, texting, and showing up in ways you never thought possible. That's the magic of walking away. But how does it work, and why does it create such a dramatic shift? This video will take you deep into the psychology, the strategy, and the art of walking away. You'll learn how this single act can ignite his desire, amplify your confidence, and completely transform the dynamic of your relationships. But let me warn you, this isn't about manipulation. It's about stoicism, authenticity, and a fierce commitment to your own growth. So, are you ready to discover the 6 powerful reasons why walking away from him can instantly increase your attractiveness? Let's dive into the first transformative shift. Why walking away works like magic on a psychological level. Stay with me, because this might just change your life. 1. Why walking away works. Let's start with a question. Why do people value what they think they can't have? Think about it. Scarcity creates value. This isn't just a human instinct, it's a universal truth. Diamonds are rare, which is why they're precious. The same principle applies to you. When you walk away, you instantly shift the dynamics of how he sees you. Now let's break this down scientifically. Men are hardwired to pursue and conquer. It's in their DNA. The moment you pull back, his brain perceives it as a challenge. Suddenly, the easy access he had to your energy and attention is gone, and he starts to crave it. This isn't manipulation, it's how attraction works. By walking away, you awaken his primal instincts. But let's get real for a second. This isn't just about playing hard to get. The power of walking away lies in the fact that it's rooted in authenticity. You're not walking away to trick him. You're doing it because you've recognized that your worth isn't tied to his validation. This is where the concept of the love Stoic comes into play. The love Stoic woman knows her value and is unshaken by temporary rejection. She embodies stoicism, remaining calm and self-assured even when her emotions try to pull her in the opposite direction. By walking away, you're sending a clear message. I respect myself enough to leave if I'm not being valued. Think about it. What happens when you stop answering every text immediately, or when you say no to last-minute plans? At first he might be confused or even upset, but then something shifts. He starts to notice your absence. He wonders why you're no longer so available, and suddenly he's the one reaching out. That's the power of creating space. Walking away also creates a sense of urgency. If he's been taking you for granted, your absence is a wake-up call. It forces him to evaluate what he stands to lose. And here's the beautiful part. If he truly values you, he'll step up. If he doesn't, then walking away has saved you from wasting more time on someone who isn't right for you. But let's not forget about the most important person in this equation, you. Walking away isn't just about him. It's about you reclaiming your confidence and autonomy. It's about saying, I am enough as I am, and I don't need to beg for anyone's love. Let me ask you, when was the last time you prioritized your own needs over his? When was the last time you took a step back and asked yourself, does this relationship align with my values and desires? Walking away forces you to confront these questions, and in doing so, it helps you grow. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what if he doesn't come back? And here's the truth. Walking away only works when you're truly prepared to let go. It's not about bluffing or creating drama. It's about showing him and yourself that your happiness doesn't depend on his presence. The magic happens when he realizes that your love is a privilege, not a guarantee. By stepping back, you've created the space for him to step up. You've shown him that you're not someone who settles for less than you deserve, and if he's the right person, he'll rise to meet your standards. So let me ask you, are you ready to embrace your inner love Stoic? Are you ready to walk away, not as a tactic, but as a declaration of your worth? Trust me, the moment you do, you'll experience a shift, not just in how he sees you, but in how you see yourself. Stay tuned, because in the next section, we're going to dive into the subtle art of walking away. When to do it, how to do it, and why timing is everything. This is where the magic truly begins. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss it. 2. The subtle art of walking away. When and how. Timing is everything in relationships. Have you ever wondered why some women seem to effortlessly command attention, while others are left feeling ignored, undervalued, or even invisible? It's not about looks, wealth, or charm. It's about how they carry themselves, the energy they project, and most importantly, knowing when to walk away. Walking away is an art, and like any art, it requires practice, precision, and, most importantly, authenticity. It's not about being cold or manipulative. It's about sending a clear and undeniable message. I value myself enough to walk away from what doesn't align with my worth. Now, let's dive deeper into the heart of this practice. How do you know when to walk away, and how can you do it in a way that's powerful, graceful, and leaves a lasting impression? Let's start with the moments when walking away is not just an option, but a necessity. Have you ever found yourself making excuses for someone's behavior? Maybe he cancels plans at the last minute, or stops putting in effort altogether, or perhaps he keeps you in a cycle of inconsistency. One day he's fully present, the next he's distant and unresponsive. These are all red flags that signal it's time to pull back. But here's the hard truth. Most women stay because they're afraid of losing him, afraid of being alone, or afraid of what walking away might mean. But what if I told you that walking away isn't about losing, it's about winning? When you walk away, you're not giving up. You're standing up for yourself. You're reclaiming your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. And trust me, nothing is more attractive than a woman who knows her worth. The next step is mastering how to walk away. This isn't about slamming doors, sending angry texts, or making a dramatic exit. The most impactful way to walk away is quietly, calmly, and with unwavering confidence. It's about shifting your energy without the need for explanation. When he senses that your attention is no longer focused on him, it's like flipping a switch in his mind. Suddenly, the very thing he took for granted becomes the thing he misses most. Walking away is about subtle changes. You stop texting first. You no longer rearrange your plans to accommodate his last-minute whims. You pull back your energy, but you do it with grace. This isn't about punishment or revenge. It's about prioritizing your needs. Imagine this scenario. He's been distant, giving you breadcrumbs of attention. Instead of confronting him or begging for clarity, you decide to walk away. You start focusing on yourself, your goals, your passions, your friends. You radiate independence, confidence, and self-respect. Do you think he'll notice? Of course he will. Men are instinctively drawn to women who have a sense of purpose beyond them. It's the ultimate form of attraction. But let's address the elephant in the room. What if walking away doesn't bring him back? What if he moves on and doesn't realize what he's lost? Here's the secret. Walking away isn't about him. It's about you. It's about creating space for what you truly deserve, whether it's with him or someone better. Remember, the universe has a funny way of aligning you with what's meant for you when you let go of what isn't. When you walk away with dignity, you shift the entire dynamic. Suddenly, you're not the one chasing or clinging. You're the one who's in control. You're the love stoic, embodying stoicism and self-mastery. And whether he steps up or not, you've already won, because you've proven to yourself that you don't need anyone's approval to be whole. So let's make this personal. When was the last time you prioritized your own needs over someone else's? When was the last time you said, "No more," and meant it? Walking away isn't easy. It takes courage. But the moment you do, you'll feel an incredible sense of freedom and empowerment. You'll stop looking for validation outside of yourself, because you'll know deep down that you are enough. Walking away isn't just an act, it's a mindset. It's about stepping into your power and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. It's about becoming the woman who lights up a room, not because of who she's with, but because of the energy she radiates. So let me ask you again, are you ready to embrace this mindset? Are you ready to walk away from the things, people, and situations that no longer serve you? If you're feeling this message, if it's speaking to your soul, I want you to do something for me. Like this video and comment number 1 below. I want to know you're with me on this journey. Your support fuels this conversation and helps more women discover the power of walking away. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video. We're building a community of empowered women who know their worth, and we'd love for you to be part of it. Walking away is just the beginning. In the next section, we're diving into how this decision amplifies your confidence in ways you never imagined. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Stay tuned because the best is yet to come. 3. How walking away amplifies your confidence. Walking away is more than just a decision. It's a transformative journey. It's not just about him, it's about you. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that doesn't cling, beg, or compromise your worth. And as you take that step, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your confidence soars, your mindset shifts, and you discover a version of yourself you may have forgotten existed. Let's start with this truth. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build. And walking away is one of the most powerful ways to construct that unshakable foundation. Why? Because it teaches you to trust yourself. When you decide to walk away, you're saying, I trust my instincts, my values, and my worth enough to choose me. That's a bold statement, and it's one that resonates deeply, not only with you, but with everyone around you. Think about it. When you stay in situations where you're undervalued, you send a subtle message to yourself that you're not enough. Each time you tolerate less than you deserve, you chip away at your confidence. But the moment you walk away, you reclaim it. You prove to yourself that you're willing to let go of temporary comfort for the sake of long-term self-respect. That's powerful. Walking away also disrupts the narrative that your happiness is tied to someone else's approval. How often do we fall into the trap of believing that our worth is measured by how much attention or affection we receive from a man? It's a dangerous cycle, one that leaves you constantly chasing external validation. But when you walk away, you break that cycle. You remind yourself that your happiness, confidence, and peace come from within. You shift the focus back to where it belongs, on you. Here's where things get even more interesting. As your confidence grows, it becomes magnetic. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities you can possess. It's not about arrogance or perfection. It's about being comfortable in your own skin. When you exude confidence, people are drawn to you. They can't help but notice the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, and the way you navigate the world with grace and assurance. Let's not forget about the ripple effect. Walking away doesn't just change the way you see yourself, it changes the way others see you too. When a man sees that you're not afraid to walk away, it commands his respect. It forces him to step back and reevaluate his own actions. He begins to see you not as someone who's always available, but as someone who's selective, discerning, and intentional. That's the essence of the love Stoic, a woman who values her peace over temporary attention. But let's take this deeper. Walking away doesn't just amplify your confidence in relationships, it spills over into every area of your life. Once you realize that you have the power to walk away from what doesn't serve you, you start to apply that mindset everywhere. You walk away from toxic friendships, draining work environments, and even limiting beliefs about yourself. You stop settling for mediocrity and start demanding excellence, not from others, but from yourself. The beauty of this process is that it's rooted in Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our responses. Walking away is the ultimate act of Stoicism because it's about taking control of your own narrative. Instead of reacting to his behavior or waiting for him to change, you take the reins. You decide that your peace and self-respect are non-negotiable. And here's the thing. Confidence isn't about never feeling insecure. It's about feeling those insecurities and choosing to act with courage anyway. Walking away is scary. It forces you to confront your fears of rejection, loss, and uncertainty. But it's in that confrontation that you find your strength. Every step you take away from what doesn't serve you is a step closer to the person you're meant to be. So let's make this practical. How do you amplify your confidence through walking away? Start with self-awareness. Pay attention to the situations that make you feel small, disrespected, or unappreciated. Ask yourself, is this serving my growth? Is this aligned with my values? If the answer is no, it's time to pull back. Next, focus on self-investment. The energy you once poured into chasing or overgiving can now be redirected toward your own growth. Take a class, start a new hobby, focus on your health, or build your career. When you invest in yourself, you're sending a powerful message to your subconscious. I am worth the effort. Walking away also teaches you patience. It's not about immediate results. It's about playing the long game. You might not see the effects right away, and that's okay. The real reward isn't in his reaction. It's in the way you feel about yourself. Over time, you'll notice that your confidence doesn't waver, even when faced with rejection or uncertainty. You'll become the woman who knows her worth so deeply that she doesn't need anyone else to validate it. Let's address the elephant in the room: vulnerability. Confidence and vulnerability go hand in hand. Walking away doesn't mean shutting down your emotions or pretending you don't care. It means being honest with yourself about what you want and need. It means saying, "This isn't working for me," and being okay with the consequences. Vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It takes courage to walk away when every fiber of your being wants to stay. Finally, let's talk about freedom. Walking away is liberating. It frees you from the chains of overthinking, people-pleasing, and self-doubt. It gives you the space to breathe, reflect, and recalibrate. And in that space, you'll find something incredible: your true self. The version of you that isn't defined by a man's attention or affection. The version of you that's whole, complete, and unapologetically confident. Walking away is a journey, and like any journey, it comes with challenges. You'll face moments of doubt, fear, and even regret. But every step you take is a step toward becoming the woman you're meant to be. And as your confidence grows, you'll realize something profound. You never needed him to feel whole. You were always enough. So let me leave you with this thought. Confidence isn't about being perfect or fearless. It's about choosing yourself, even when it's hard. It's about walking away from what doesn't serve you and walking toward the life you deserve. And that, my friend, is the essence of true confidence. Stay tuned for the next section, where we'll dive into the common mistakes women make when walking away and how you can avoid them. This is where the real transformation happens. Don't miss it. 4 common mistakes to avoid. When walking away. Walking away is powerful, but it's not foolproof. To truly harness its magic, you need to avoid some common pitfalls that can undermine your efforts and leave you feeling stuck or disappointed. If you've ever tried to walk away and found yourself wondering why it didn't work, this is the part of the video that will clear things up for you. Let's dive into the mistakes you should avoid when stepping into your power and walking away with confidence. One of the biggest mistakes women make when walking away is doing it out of anger or spite. It's easy to let emotions take over when you feel hurt, ignored, or undervalued. Maybe you send that long, dramatic text saying you're done, or you slam the door on the way out. It feels good in the moment, right? But here's the problem. When you walk away in anger, you're still giving him power over your emotions. The energy behind your actions matters, and anger isn't the foundation you want to build on. Walking away should come from a place of calm and self-respect. It's about saying, I choose myself because I deserve better, not I'm leaving to punish you. When you walk away with grace, it sends a much stronger message. It shows him and yourself that you're in control of your emotions. Trust me, that's infinitely more attractive. Another common mistake is walking away with the expectation that he'll immediately come running back. Let me be clear, walking away isn't a strategy to manipulate someone into chasing you. It's not about playing games or creating a sense of false scarcity. If you walk away with the sole intention of getting a reaction, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Why? Because walking only works when it's genuine. It's about creating space for what's meant for you, not forcing someone into a role they're not ready to play. Here's a question to consider. Are you walking away because you want him to change, or because you've realized you deserve more? The answer makes all the difference. When you walk away with the intention of prioritizing your own growth and happiness, you're already winning, regardless of his response. Let's talk about timing. Another mistake women make is walking away too soon or too late. If you walk away at the first sign of trouble, without giving the relationship a chance to grow, you might be acting prematurely. On the flip side, if you stay in a situation for too long, hoping things will magically improve, you're delaying your own healing and growth. The key is to recognize when the relationship no longer aligns with your values or brings you joy. That's when it's time to step back. Now, let's address communication. Many women walk away without clearly expressing their needs or boundaries first. This can leave the other person feeling blindsided or confused, which isn't fair to either of you. Before you walk away, it's important to communicate openly and honestly. Let him know what you need and why you're pulling back. This doesn't mean justifying your decision. It's about being authentic and giving him the opportunity to understand where you're coming from. But what if he doesn't respond the way you hoped? What if he doesn't change, step up, or even acknowledge your decision to walk away? This brings us to another common mistake: holding on to unrealistic expectations. Walking away is about letting go, not clinging to the hope that he'll suddenly transform into the partner you've always wanted. If he does step up, that's a bonus. But if he doesn't, you've still won because you've chosen yourself. Another mistake worth mentioning is walking away and then immediately second-guessing your decision. It's natural to feel doubt or regret, especially if you're emotionally invested in the relationship. But constantly questioning your choice will only weaken your resolve and make you more likely to return to a situation that doesn't serve you. Walking away requires confidence, and confidence comes from trusting yourself. Remember why you made the decision in the first place, and stay committed to your path. One of the subtler mistakes women make is walking away physically, but not emotionally. You might stop seeing him or cut off contact, but if you're still obsessing over him, checking his social media, or replaying old conversations in your head, you haven't truly walked away. Emotional detachment is just as important as physical distance. This is where the love Stoic mindset comes into play. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. You can't control his actions, but you can control how much space you allow him to take up in your mind. Walking away is also about consistency. One of the worst mistakes you can make is sending mixed signals. If you walk away and then immediately reach out, check in, or try to maintain some level of connection, you're undermining your own decision. Mixed signals confuse both you and him. Walking away means committing fully to the decision, not wavering because you're feeling lonely or uncertain. So how do you avoid these mistakes and walk away in a way that's empowering and effective? Start by being clear about your intentions. Are you walking away to teach him a lesson, or are you genuinely ready to move on? The energy behind your actions will determine the outcome. Next, focus on your mindset. Walking away isn't about him, it's about you. It's about creating space for growth, healing, and self-discovery. Take the time to reflect on what you want and need from a relationship. Set clear boundaries for yourself and stick to them. And most importantly, practice self-compassion. Walking away is hard, especially when you care deeply about someone. Allow yourself to feel the emotions that come with it, but don't let those emotions dictate your actions. One more thing. Walking away doesn't mean you failed. In fact, it's one of the most courageous things you can do. It's a declaration of self-worth and a commitment to your own happiness. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's this. Walking away is an act of love. Love for yourself. If this message resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like this video and comment number 1 if you're feeling inspired to take charge of your own happiness. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more empowering content like this. Together, we're building a community of women who know their worth and aren't afraid to claim it. Let's keep this conversation going. Stay tuned for the next section. It's going to be a game changer. 5 real-life examples of walking away successfully. There's a special kind of power in hearing real stories. They show us what's possible, validate our experiences, and inspire us to take action in our own lives. Walking away isn't just a concept. It's a transformative decision that countless women have made, often with astonishing results. Let's explore some real-life examples of walking away successfully and how these stories can guide you on your own journey. Imagine a woman named Sarah. She'd been dating her boyfriend Josh for 3 years. At first, their relationship was everything she'd ever dreamed of: romantic dates, late-night talks, and a connection that felt unbreakable. But over time, something changed. Josh became distant, less attentive, and more focused on his work and friends. Sarah tried everything to reignite the spark, planning surprise dates, showering him with love, and even putting her own needs aside to make him happy. But nothing worked. One night, after yet another cancelled plan, Sarah had a revelation. She realized she was pouring all of her energy into someone who wasn't reciprocating. She felt drained, undervalued, and invisible. That's when she made the decision to walk away, not in anger, not as a threat, but as an act of self-love. She told Josh that she needed time and space to focus on herself and her happiness. At first, Josh didn't seem to care. He assumed Sarah would come back as she always had. But something was different this time. Sarah didn't text, call, or check in. She focused on herself, rediscovered old hobbies, spent time with friends, and worked on her personal goals. Then, something incredible happened. After a few weeks, Josh started reaching out. He apologized, admitted he had taken her for granted, and asked for another chance. But here's the twist. By the time Josh came back, Sarah had grown so much that she realized she didn't want the relationship anymore. Walking away had given her the clarity to see that she deserved someone who valued her from the start. Sarah's story is a powerful reminder that walking away isn't just about making someone miss you, it's about rediscovering your own worth. Let's look at another story, this one about Megan. Megan was in a relationship with a man who constantly made her feel like she wasn't enough. He criticized her career choices, dismissed her feelings, and rarely made time for her. Megan stayed because she believed she could fix the relationship if she just tried harder. But deep down, she knew she was settling for less than she deserved. One day, after an argument where her boyfriend belittled her dreams, Megan decided she'd had enough. She walked away, not because she wanted him to chase her, but because she finally realized she was chasing someone who would never meet her halfway. Megan focused on her passions, started a new job, and surrounded herself with supportive friends. Months later, her ex reached out, wanting to reconcile. But Megan had grown so much that she no longer felt the need to go back. She had found her peace, her confidence, and her independence. Megan's story illustrates the power of walking away as a catalyst for personal growth. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is to let go of what's holding you back. But walking away doesn't always mean the relationship ends. Take the story of Emily and her husband Jake. After years of marriage, Emily felt like she was the only one putting effort into their relationship. She communicated her feelings, but Jake didn't take her concerns seriously. Instead of continuing to pour from an empty cup, Emily decided to take a step back. She stopped overextending herself, set boundaries, and focused on her own well-being. At first, Jake didn't understand why Emily was pulling back, but as he saw her prioritizing herself and her happiness, he began to reflect on his own behavior. He realized he had been taking their relationship for granted and decided to make changes. Together, they worked on rebuilding their connection, and their marriage became stronger than ever. Emily's story shows that walking away doesn't always mean leaving. It can also mean stepping back to create space for both partners to grow. These stories have a common thread. Each woman recognized her worth and made the brave decision to walk away from what wasn't serving her. In doing so, they experienced profound transformations, not just in their relationships, but in themselves. They became the embodiment of the love Stoic, embracing stoicism and self-respect as they navigated their journeys. But these stories aren't just about relationships. Walking away can apply to every area of your life. Consider Jessica, a woman who worked in a toxic job for years. She stayed because she feared change, even though the environment drained her energy and self-esteem. One day, Jessica decided to walk away, not knowing what the future held, but trusting that she deserved better. Within months, she found a new position that aligned with her values and brought her joy. Walking away isn't about running from problems. It's about creating space for solutions. It's about trusting that when you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for what's meant for you. Sometimes walking away isn't a grand, dramatic gesture. It's a quiet, steady decision to choose yourself, day by day. So, what can you take from these stories? First, know that walking away is a deeply personal journey. It doesn't look the same for everyone, and that's okay. Whether you're leaving a relationship, a job, or a mindset that no longer serves you, the key is to trust yourself. Trust that you have the strength to let go and the courage to move forward. Second, remember that walking away isn't about winning or losing. It's about growth. It's about stepping into your power, embracing your worth, and becoming the person you were always meant to be. And finally, know that walking away isn't an end, it's a beginning. It's the start of a journey that leads to clarity, confidence, and ultimately, the life you deserve. As you reflect on these stories, think about your own life. Are there situations where you've stayed too long out of fear or habit? Are there moments where walking away could open the door to something greater? The answers are within you. Trust yourself and take that first step. You might just be surprised by what you find on the other side. 6. What happens after you walk away and why it's worth it? Walking away is a bold move, and it's one that requires courage, clarity, and conviction. But what happens after you take that step? The aftermath of walking away is where the real magic happens. It's the moment when you reclaim your power, shift the dynamics of your relationships, and experience a transformation that goes far beyond anything you could have imagined. The first thing you'll notice after walking away is a profound sense of relief. For many women, staying in a situation where they're undervalued or unhappy feels like carrying an invisible weight. Walking away is like putting the weight down. Suddenly, you have space to breathe, think, and feel again. This newfound freedom is empowering. It's a reminder that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. But let's be honest, walking away can also feel uncertain. You might wonder, did I make the right decision? What if he doesn't care? What if I never find anyone better? These thoughts are normal, but they're also part of the process. Growth always comes with discomfort, and walking away is no exception. The key is to trust the journey and remember why you made the decision in the first place. As you navigate this period of uncertainty, something remarkable begins to happen. You start to notice subtle shifts in how you view yourself and the world around you. You feel stronger, more confident, and more in tune with your values. You realize that walking away wasn't just about him, it was about choosing yourself. And that choice is transformative. Now let's talk about what happens on the other side. One of the most common reactions to walking away is that the person you left behind starts to take notice. Suddenly, he's texting, calling, or showing up in ways he never did before. Why? Because your absence creates a sense of urgency. When you remove your energy and attention, it forces him to confront what he's lost. But here's the thing. Walking away isn't about making him chase you. It's about creating the space for him to step up if he's willing. If he values you, he'll take action. If he doesn't, then walking away has done its job. It's revealed the truth of where he stands. Either way, you win because you're no longer settling for less than you deserve. This is where the concept of being a love stoic becomes so powerful. As a stoic in love, you learn to let go of what you can't control, his actions, his feelings, his choices, and focus on what you can control, your own peace, happiness, and growth. By walking away, you've taken control of your narrative. You've shifted from being reactive to proactive, and that shift changes everything. Another incredible thing that happens after you walk away is that you start to attract better opportunities, people, and experiences into your life. When you let go of what's not meant for you, you create space for what is. This might mean meeting someone who truly appreciates and values you, finding a career that aligns with your passions, or simply rediscovering the joy of being on your own. But here's the most important part. Walking away teaches you to trust yourself. It's a declaration of self-worth and a commitment to your own happiness. It's a reminder that you are the prize, not an option. And when you embrace that mindset, you become unstoppable. Let me share a story to illustrate this. A woman named Lisa was in a long-term relationship with a man who constantly made her feel like she wasn't enough. She loved him deeply, but his actions showed otherwise. After years of trying to make it work, Lisa finally decided to walk away. She told herself, "If I'm not valued here, I'll value myself enough to leave." At first it was hard. She missed him, doubted herself, and questioned her decision. But as weeks turned into months, Lisa began to notice something incredible. She felt lighter, freer, and more alive than she had in years. She started focusing on her passions, building her career, and reconnecting with friends. Then something unexpected happened. Her ex reached out, asking for another chance. But here's the twist. By the time he came back, Lisa had grown so much that she no longer needed his validation. She realized that walking away had given her the clarity to see her own worth. Whether she chose to take him back or not didn't matter. The real victory was in the transformation she experienced within herself. Lisa's story is a reminder that walking away isn't an end, it's a beginning. It's the start of a journey that leads to confidence, clarity, and self-discovery. And whether or not the person you walked away from comes back, you've already won because you've chosen yourself. Now, let's address the fear that often holds people back. What if walking away doesn't work? The truth is, walking away always works, just not always in the way you expect. It works because it forces you to confront what you truly want and need. It works because it shifts your focus from someone else to yourself. And it works because it teaches you that you're stronger than you think. Walking away isn't about guarantees or outcomes, it's about growth. It's about stepping into your power and embracing the unknown with courage and grace. It's about saying, "I deserve better and I'm willing to wait for it." So, let me ask you, are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to let go of what no longer serves you and create space for what's meant for you? If you're feeling inspired, if this message resonates with you, then I want you to do two things. First, like this video and comment number 1 below. Let me know that you're ready to embrace your worth and take charge of your happiness. Second, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another empowering video. Together we're building a community of strong, confident women who know their value and aren't afraid to claim it. Walking away is just the beginning. The real magic happens in the journey that follows. Trust yourself, trust the process, and remember, you are enough exactly as you are. Walking away is more than just a moment. It's a movement. It's a declaration that you are no longer willing to settle for crumbs when you deserve the entire feast. It's a choice that says, "I am enough, and I will prioritize my happiness, peace, and growth over anything that diminishes my value." But here's the thing. Walking away is only the beginning of a much larger transformation. It's the catalyst that sets you on a journey towards self-discovery, empowerment, and ultimate fulfillment. Let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored. We've uncovered the psychological reasons why walking away increases your attractiveness and the powerful ripple effect it creates. You've learned how this decision amplifies your confidence, helping you step into your worth with clarity you may have never felt before. You've heard real-life stories that prove walking away is not only possible, but transformative. And most importantly, you've been reminded that this journey is not about him, it's about you. The beauty of walking away lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require grand gestures or dramatic exits. It's about shifting your energy, setting boundaries, and choosing yourself unapologetically. It's about embracing the mindset of the love Stoic, embodying Stoicism as you navigate the highs and lows of life and love. Walking away teaches you that your happiness is within your control, not something to be outsourced to someone else. But let's be real, walking away isn't always easy. It takes courage to let go of what's familiar, even when you know it's not serving you. It takes strength to face the uncertainty of what comes next, and it takes faith to trust that the universe has something better in store for you. But here's the truth. Every step you take away from what doesn't align with your worth is a step closer to the life you deserve. Let's talk about what happens next. After you walk away, you'll find yourself at a crossroads. One path leads back to old patterns, where fear and self-doubt might tempt you to return to what's comfortable. The other path leads to growth, where you continue to choose yourself, even when it feels challenging. Which path will you take? The choice is yours. But let me remind you, the path of growth is always worth it. As you walk this journey, you'll notice something incredible. Your confidence will continue to grow, your standards will rise, and you'll attract people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your newfound sense of worth. Most importantly, you'll realize that you don't need anyone to complete you. You are already whole. So let me ask you, are you ready to walk away from what no longer serves you and walk toward the life you deserve? If this message has resonated with you, if it sparked something deep within your soul, I want you to take action. Like this video and comment number 1 below. Let me know that you're ready to choose yourself, step into your power, and rewrite your story. And while you're here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This is just the beginning of an incredible journey, and we're building a community of strong, confident women who support and uplift each other. By subscribing, you'll be the first to access more content that will inspire, empower, and guide you on your path to greatness. Remember, walking away isn't about the person you leave behind. It's about the person you become. It's about stepping into your worth, embracing your power, and choosing yourself unapologetically. You've got this. The best is yet to come, and I can't wait to see what you'll create. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, stay strong, and keep choosing you. You are unstoppable.